Hey guys, this is me, Robert, and I'm giving in a review of Utah State Hostel first, and I think I'll split this into multiple cases of videos and stuff. So, first off, my first video about Utah State Hostel is like, from my experience and all that stuff, so I'm going to title the video um, Utah State Hostel Review, Boys Youth, and my story of like abuse or something in Utah State Hospital because like even though like there are some butt heads that say like Utah State Hospital is not abusive or that's not abuse enough, I'm all like I don't freaking care. Like it's still abuse anyway to just like bully me or make me feel kind of like more depressed and traumatized than I before I went there. So I'm also gonna like review that, and I don't have a lot of good things to say about Utah State Hostel, and some people like it maybe because like they get room and board and like 3 meals to eat every day, and they're desperate, I guess. But for me, I don't like Utah State Hostel, and you know, yeah, like let's just get to the review and like some of my stories in there, and let's go see. My review about Utah State Hostel, like when I start off going there, it was like from September 2014 until I got discharged in October 17, 2015. And like how did I even get admitted in there? Like I've not been told anything about the place until like in uni, we call it uni is like University of Utah mental health or something, and I got transferred to Utah State Hospital against my will, and like there wasn't any say or anything that on my part to kind of like prevent myself from getting abused in Utah State Hospital. And some people don't get abused in there for some reason, but for me, I got abused, and I got sexually harassed one time by one of the nurses. I'll tell you that later. Um, like, so they just like put me on a big long ambulance ride from Salt Lake City to like Provo, and I didn't even know where I was going, honestly. And I thought it was just kind of like the end of my life because, like, you know, these wacko doctors or whoever was in charge of like putting me in Utah State Hospital, I think they're wackos for like admitting me to Utah State Hospital and forcing me to go there against my will and not like being clear to like why is this like really happening to me. So I think they're wackos and they're crazy, and like in general, like here's my thing, like institutionalization of mentally disabled people is outdated and so kind of like how can I say this, like 1920s or whatever, and it's kind of disgusting to institutionalize at least me or other disabled people who don't want to be institutionalized. Anyways, um like let's go see. In my first month and the first few months, actually it was like really hard as hell. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to like say like hell because like hell is a word in the Bible, so YouTube please don't like censor me or demonetize me when my channel gets monetized later on. So like then again, hell is a word in the Bible, and like you know, like for example in the Bible, like sinners go to hell, so hell is not really that much of a swear word. So like anyways, like that's all I can really, say about like my first few months was kind of like an emotional hell, and I felt like I was being punished like the devil because forced confinement made my self worthiness felt really kind of like unworthiness, and forced confinement and forced institutionalization made me felt like a slave, and I felt like that was disgusting to me, and like yeah I didn't like that thing here, and I didn't like the that was like my first bully, right? Tyler. Um, Here's the thing, like, at first, I'm gonna like explain my relationship and um, my bond between me and Doug Stone, my therapist, but I did not like Doug Stone at first because he's judgmental and he's judging me or just kind of like I did not like him showing like my Strawberry Panic anime light novel to like the boys in the therapy group and I wasn't even there and seeing that one showing them that one bad scene and Strawberry Panic and stuff and everybody I think that kind of like led to me getting bullied for being an anime fan and you tested also and I did not like that only this one time and like this dude named Tyler was pushing my buttons saying that anime sucks. I told him to just stop it and it's just like turned out to be a big argument and before it turned into a fight then the psych techs and the nurse named Nan and I'm gonna tell you about Nan later because she's the one that like sexually harassed me. I'm not sure if it's sexual harassment, but to me, it was kind of sexual harassment, even though it kind of sounded weird. But like this old lady named Nan just ordered me and get the psych text to get me into my room in the boys' youth because like they're trying to break up everything. But I thought it was kind of like bullcrap to just like punish me instead of like Tyler and the bullies and stuff. And I don't even think psych techs really care anymore anyway because, you know, whatever the reason of not caring about the bullying and Utah State Hostel, they're kind of delusional and stupid for not caring about it, in my view. So they're kind of like stupid. And some of them did bully the patients because they abused their power. I'm gonna like get to that next. And but there was like some cool dudes who work in Utah State also. There was a security guard named Cody that heard everything that I explained from my side of the story, and then he said that he's pissed off about those bullies too, so he's gonna yell at them. And then he ended up yelling at the bullies that if they don't have anything better to say, then shut up. So that was pretty kind of him to stand up for me and stuff. And then the bullies just stopped bullying me again because like it's just like Cody's just gonna go up to them and yell at them to stop. Is there anything else? Like the food in Utah State Hostel, like it's kind of like unfair that like the food is like not seasoned just because of some extreme protocol that just in case if the food is seasoned, then somebody might be allergic to it and they might die and Utah State also get sued. That's like an extreme protocol and I kind of disagree with it. But like in maximum security mental facilities, it's like Utah's the second most secure facility to Utah State Prison or something. So that's normally why Utah State also was running like a prison, kind of, for mentally disabled people. I'm trying to get everything in my mind here because like I haven't even scripted this video anyway, but um yeah, the Utah State Hostel food sucks and I keep on like begging like my therapist Doug or friggin' like whatever to bring me to the canteen in Utah State Hostel because there's like these like meal tickets like it's like a white ticket looking thing that Utah State Hostel is like the one having Utah taxpayers pay for the canteen or whatever, and the canteen is just like some place where you get better food and you get like fish and chips or hamburger and stuff. It was pretty good for a place like Utah State Hostel and stuff, but you gotta like pay for it though. But when your therapist or your social worker is like getting one of those canteen slips. I call it canteen slips because that's what I remember. You get one of those ice cream Snicker bars, fish and chips or hamburgers or cheeseburgers or whatever, and fries and stuff. I kind of like eating at the canteen, and what else? Like, in Utah State also, like, if you're in a boys' youth or girls' youth or children's youth, like, you're gonna be, like, mandatorily put into a school, obviously. It's named Mountain Springs School or whatever you call it, and, like, it's the most well-funded, Utah school in the whole entire state. Because, like, the taxpayers just randomly, like, get their taxes taken to pay for like thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars per student just to go to Mountain Springs and stuff because it takes like a really experienced special ed teacher to teach all the mental patients in there, and there's like iPads, there's like iMacs in there, and um it's just like whatever you choose to study, you just like study on like whatever teacher kind of like want you to study. And like in my IEP I was just like kind of like doing like some kind of story writing, learning languages, and just like whatever I wanted to study I just study it because like I gotta hook up all my credits and stuff. And yeah, like Mountain Springs is kind of like alright. I mean, I did not like on how my medications made me like too sleepy to kind of like function in that school because you have to wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and every morning in Utah State also get your routine done, take a shower. Obviously, yeah, take a shower and brush your teeth and stuff, and eat wheat pancake, and I really thought wheat pancake was gross, man. And the syrup doesn't have like sugar in it, so that's kind of like disgusting. So I don't know what the hell is wrong with the extreme protocol and the people who made the extreme protocol that you can't put seasoning or any of that stuff on the food because like somebody might die of an allergic reaction. I don't know what's wrong with that rule, so that needs to change. Like like there was this one abuse incident where like this dude named Mike, like the nurse named Mike, he even like give other staff crap and stuff, and he gives everybody crap. So like he and some other dude named George, but like I kind of didn't like George at first, but then I kind of like do like him later on. But like he and George like forced me out of bed by throwing me out of bed, and that was like abuse. And before Utah State also gets sued by me, then like the treatment team told George and Mike and all the other psych techs that they're not allowed to force people out of bed because that could be abuse, and Utah State also could get sued, and they're kind of afraid about that. So that was the first abuse incident I went through, and what else? What you're really gonna do for most of your stay in Utah State Hospital is like be bored and just watch whatever limited amount of television channels you watch. It's like, sometimes like my favorite channel was like Travel Channel and stuff. Like there's a library in Utah State Hospital, and like I kind of like that because like in the weekends you go to library in Utah State Hospital and stuff. But yeah, like I'm gonna go to like some of the abuses I went through there because like I'm not able to review everything about Utah State Hospital because it's a very confidential facility and stuff. And what might have really functioned in Utah State also back in the mid 2010s is probably going to change right now. And I noticed that there was like homophobia from some psych techs in Utah State Hospital back then. But psych techs right now, I think there's probably like a rule like educating psych techs that they're not allowed to be homophobic against mental patients anymore like they used to. So, like if you call homophobia abuse back in the old days in the Utah State Hospital, then that's abuse. Because if it walks and quacks like a duck, it is a duck, so it is abuse. So like, I'm sorry if like if you're gay and you got like bullied by other people and not psych techs over being homosexual or something, which like okay, that's abuse. Um, like my story of like this one dude named Mike. Um, like I did not like him. He was like bullying me and all the other boys in there, and some other staff got bullied by him too. And he keeps on calling us girls and la 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 la, calling us names, and he think it's really fun to bully us and call us names and judge us and inferiorize us. I did not like him, and some of the other staff don't like him either and stuff. And he almost stole my phone because like he was putting my phone in his nurse's office, and he could have stole my phone, and that would have kind of like made him be arrested. And the higher nurse, which is like the RN nurse, like I forgot her name really. It's kind of like a shame because I like this one nurse. Like she's like some fat white woman or something, but she told Mike to stop it and give Robert his phone back and let him give the phone to the therapist to just like whatever he's gonna do with the phone and stop it. Even psych techs have to, even like staff has to discipline other staff. So I think like Utah State Hospital, another thing about the review is like Utah State Hospital is like dysfunctional and poorly managed, and like I can know something's like really insane and going on with the staff and poor management of Utah State Hospital. So like that whole place is such a drama queen land, and I didn't really like it. So that's my story about Mike. He almost stole my phone, and he was just like bullying me and calling me names and on my last day of discharge, and making fun of me that like these two staff that were in charge of driving me to the crisis recovery unit were too late. Or they were kind of like late, kind of 20 minutes late, and then I got discharged and don't hear Mike's face again. So, screw that guy. And he almost stole my phone, so I don't really like him. Let's go see. Is there like any other person that abused me? Okay, there was like like this old lady is kind of like crazy because I did not really think it was sexual harassment at first until it really does happen, but she threatened to like put me in a scissor hold or whatever if I act out in my out visits with my mom and my sister. If I would really have been educated about that sexual harassment and it's kind of weird and creepy, then I would have sued her and Utah State also because of sexual harassment and pedophilia. So like that's not really cool. And I think like some of the sexual abuses did happen in Utah State also later on in 2024. Like I'm not gonna say this word, but like an incident like that happened in Utah State Hospital. Like, okay, YouTube, don't demonetize me. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not gonna say like the word that I'm not supposed to say on YouTube, but like, I think I'm allowed to say sexual abuse or sexual harassment because like, this is like an open-minded conversation about state psychiatry corruption and some of this stuff happens. So like I'm not supposed to say like a word that sounds like grape or something. So like I don't want to be like demonetized or censored by YouTube. So like I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, like there's like some abuse incidents that kept on happening in Utah State Hospital that it's starting to be on the news now, and some psych techs are getting arrested because like they think that they can get away with it, but they really don't. And I'm going to warn any psych techs that hear this video right now that if you're doing something stupid and it's malpractice. It's a felony, and you can get locked up for a long time if you do malpractice. I mean, like, if you're disciplining the patients without hurting us or like bullying us, then like, okay, fine. Like, you signed up to do that job and you're doing your job. I can't argue against that, but like, malpractice is a felony anyway, and like, there's more monitoring of Utah State Hospital, I think, from the government, because they're supposed to be. You know, somebody could just get hurt there. Is there anything else? Like, yeah, there's like this one man that was my therapist named Doug Stone. At first I didn't like him or something. He was judging me or something. But then later on, like, I'm not gonna... I really kind of can't explain to strangers on YouTube on how it really just, like, came to this. But I got Doug Stone in the anime, and, like, we're just kind of, like, getting along better, and, like, he ended up being my favorite therapist in the end. And it's really... Like, if you're going to be in the Utah State Hospital as a patient, you got to, like, make allies with the treatment team. Because if your treatment team goes out of line and bully you or take away your rights, then somebody might stick up for you and say, like, whoa, 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 this is going out of line. Like, for example, Doug Stone told the treatment team that banning me from watching anime is just a violation of my rights, and that's kind of stupid, so stop doing it. And then, like, I'm allowed to read manga and watch anime again. So it's kind of like good that I made allies with Doug to kind of like, you know, just kind of like tell the treatment team to stop going out of line and stuff and stop being stupid. Yeah, and Doug Stone, if you're watching this video, then I still remember you. You're still a good therapist, and I hope you're doing pretty well. And, what else? And then there's, like my friends in Utah State Hospital. So I like to shout them out as, like, Lorenzo, Doug Carpenter, Liam Seekins, and, like... I mean, I know these two are not my friends at first, but I like to apologize to them about, like, sometimes, like, you know, we're just being boys, we're just being stupid, and we're just kind of, like, bullying each other. But Dallin and Darius, I'm sorry about, like, some of the bullying incidents that you went through with me. I'm sorry about that, and, like, if you're watching this video, then, you know, I hope you're doing well, too, and you're kind of, like, doing well with your mental disability, too, and stuff. So I'm sorry about what happened, you know. And why did I bully Dallin? Like, well, Dallin called me the N-word. And I didn't like that, and I was kind of, like, angry about it. And I didn't like him anymore because he called me the N-word. Even though I'm half black, half Filipino, but I still don't like the N-word. And also with Darius, he gave me a big lie about, like, his friends being rich, and, like, you know, when it turned out to be a lie, then I didn't like Darius for lying to me, but I'm still sorry about getting back at them too harshly. Like, but, yeah, there's kind of, like, racism in tested also, but not from the staff or otherwise. Like, they'd be afraid of losing their job if they're racist. But, like, yeah, you get called the N-word in Utah State Hospital if you're the only black guy in there or something. So, like, there is racism and homophobia and all these prejudices when I was there in Utah State Hospital, which makes it even more depressing and angering, I guess. Like, yeah, I'm also gonna do another separate video of, like, how am I doing after my discharge in Utah State Hospital in 2015, 10 years later. Probably in, like, October or probably earlier this year. And I'm gonna tell you guys my progress and everything. And thank you for watching my video. And I don't want to take too much of your time here. And there might be some other abuse incidents I went through and stuff. And but I'm not gonna mention them because like I don't really care about making a video too long. And I think most people are not gonna like watch this video anyway. They like dumb videos, not really issues and like state psychiatry malfunctions. So like yeah, so yeah, I'll end this video, and thank you for watching this video, and I hope you have a good day. And like I'm not speaking for all mental patients. Some mental patients like being in Utah State Hospital because they like being taken care of. But for me, like, I think it's abuse from my experience. Like, I didn't explain all of it because I might forget about it or something. So, yeah, I have PTSD from Utah State Hospital abuse and bullying and all that stuff. So, and forced confinement really does destroy your self-esteem and self-worthiness. Even if you're not in Utah State Hospital anymore, it destroyed mine, at least.